It just gave me my life back. I could hardly sign my name, which I'm able to do now. You can go back to handwriting. I couldn't handwrite in cursive at all. I work on the computer. That was getting very difficult. I'm able to do that again. It literally gives you your life back. I would recommend this to anybody. It changed my whole outlook on life and everything.
Welcome to Curing with Sound, a podcast presented by the Focused Ultrasound Foundation. I'm your host, Dave Hendrick. Howard Faber is a 76-year-old magician from West Bloomfield, Michigan, who has spent more than 4 decades entertaining audiences with his craft. But when essential tremor began to interfere with both the tasks of everyday life and his performances, Howard found himself facing the possibility of giving up the shows that brought joy and wonder to generations of young people. Fortunately, Howard learned that focused ultrasound for essential tremor had recently been approved by Medicare, and he began the process to regain control over his talented hands. Howard, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just who you are, where you live, and what you do?
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'm 76 years old. I live in West Bloomfield, Michigan. It's a suburb outside of Detroit, about 22 miles north of Detroit. I'm semi-retired from working. I used to sell electrical supplies for about more than 40 years. I'm retired from that. I now work part-time at Home Depot. But my real love, I do magic shows for family audiences and primarily birthday parties. So that's my real love.
I definitely want to hear all about the magic and have a number of questions on that front. I'm wondering if you could tell us about your experience with essential tremor. When did you first experience a tremor? And then how are you diagnosed?
Well, I noticed at work when I was writing up orders, my hand would shake a little bit. And I didn't really think too much of it. I went for a physical, my regular doctor. He suggested I confer with a neurologist, which I did. And he decided that I have essential tremors. It's a clinical diagnostic clinical, I believe that's how they called it. But it started to affect my magic shows. I couldn't do close-up magic anymore. I couldn't do card tricks anymore. And that was about in 2017, I'm guessing. Around 2019, when the COVID pandemic hit, I was very busy doing shows. 2 or 3 shows a weekend was very common for me. The pandemic hit, everything dried up. I wasn't doing anything. And the tremors were getting worse. So I put magic, was on the back burner then. I went to the neurologist and we started medications. And all the medications did not agree with me. I had bad side effects, bad nightmares from some of them. So he told me about another procedure, a few procedures, deep brain therapy, I believe it is.
Deep brain stimulation, maybe?
That was it. Yep, DBS. The other one was the high focus ultrasound guided by an MRI. But that wasn't approved by Medicare at the time. And I don't think I was ready to have the brain procedure. So I just went on, doing what I did. Kept doing magic. Well, I started doing magic shows again after the COVID pandemic subsided. While all that was going on, I decided to have bariatric surgery for weight loss because I was very overweight. And after that, I started taking my whole self in tow. I started worrying about all aspects of my health. After losing weight, I decided to go back to the neurologist to look at the medications again to see if I could take care of the tremors. And then he told me that the HIFU surgery was now approved by Medicare.
And all this time, your tremor is just getting slowly worse and worse.
It was affecting the magic shows. At one point, one lady accused me of being drunk at a magic show. My hand was shaking so bad.
That sounds like it could have been really upsetting. What was that experience like?
It was upsetting. That's why I ended up going back to the neurologist to look at medications again, give them another try. Well, now the HIFU surgery was approved by Medicare, and I said, let's do it. I was ready. I was just ready to jump right in and have it done tomorrow.
And so, Howard, you've mentioned how the tremor is progressing and it's interfering with your magic show. Is it also interfering with some day-to-day tasks?
Yes, I could hardly button my shirt. My wife had to button my shirt for me. I couldn't eat soup without wearing it on my clothes. So it was very difficult. I ended up stopping doing magic shows for a while at that point.
Just because it was too difficult?
It was too difficult, and at times it was embarrassing.
And so you say, finally, let's do it. Focused ultrasound is approved by Medicare, and you're ready to make the leap.
I couldn't afford it on my own, So when Medicare approved it, I said, okay, let's do it. So I had made arrangements to go to the Cleveland Clinic. From where I live, that's about 3 hours from here. They did testing on me, MRI testing and blood work, some cognitive tests, and they set up a procedure date, and I went and I had it. It was wonderful.
What was it like? What's treatment for essential tremor with high-intensity focused ultrasound like?
So they shave your head completely. The day of the procedure, it's an outpatient procedure. I was staying at a hotel nearby the Cleveland Clinic. That morning, they shave your head. They prepare you for surgery, just like any other procedure. I'm in an MRI. They put a cap on my head, a cooling cap where water flows through. It's your head is clamped in there. You can't move your head. That was the most uncomfortable thing of the whole procedure. Your head is just clamped in this framework in the MRI. You can't move your head at all. They roll you into the MRI, and they're looking for a certain spot to create a lesion in the brain. Around the third round of it, it was getting really uncomfortable, the energy. And I almost called it off, but I didn't. And all this time you're awake and they're testing you to see if they have the right spot in the brain. They're constantly have you drawing Archimedes spirals and straight lines.
And so the procedure's over, and what's different?
I'm left-handed. The tremor in my left hand was totally gone. They work on the right side of your brain to control the left side of your body. And it's vice versa, which is why left-handed people are always in their right minds. But the tremor was totally gone. And when you're done, you're free to go. It's like I said, outpatient procedure. And you're fine right after. They keep you a little while in the hospital just to make sure you're all right. But
it's hard for me to put myself in your shoes. What's that like when you've been dealing with this thing that's made parts of your life really difficult and suddenly it's just gone?
Literally, it brought me to tears. They had me draw the spiral right after the procedure. I was right within the lines, and it literally brought me to tears.
That's incredible. And what's the first magic trick you do post-procedure?
I started doing shows right after. I'm almost back to pre-COVID levels now doing shows.
Well, I do want to ask you about magic because I think you're the first. In fact, I know you're the first magician we've had on the podcast. Could you just tell us how you discover the field and when you decide that you're going to be a professional magician?
Well, I've always been interested in magic since I've been a little boy. In my early teens, I was doing shows with a cousin of mine. Around the age of 16, I gave it up. And just as a fluke, it was about when I was around 30, I decided to do it again. And I've been doing shows since for at least the last 40 years or more.
Tell us what a typical act might look like if you are invited to a child's birthday party, for instance.
Well, I have a lot of audience participation in my shows. The birthday child helps me with quite a few tricks. I do a lot of tricks where they seem to go wrong. Of course, they're not going wrong. I'm just doing that. That's where a lot of the humor comes in. So can I show you a trick, or we'll do it? We can do it right over the airwaves here.
We would love to see a trick.
This is not really a magic trick. It's sort of a mind reading trick.
Okay.
So Dave, I'd like you to think of a number between 1 and 10. Don't say it out loud. Just think of it.
Got it.
I would like you to multiply it by 9. You have a new number now.
Yes.
If it's a 2-digit number, I want you to add the 2 digits together.
Got it.
And you have another number now, right?
Yes.
Subtract 5 from that number.
Okay.
Now I want you to think of the alphabet with a corresponding letter. A would be 1, B would be 2, C would be 3, and so on and so on.
Gotcha.
Think of a country starting with that letter.
Got it.
Now, the second letter of that country, I want you to think of an animal.
Got him.
And now I want you to think of the color of that animal.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and read your mind.
Okay.
Dave, there's no gray elephants in Denmark.
That's freaky, Howard. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to make you reveal your trick, but is it a different country and animal every time?
Magicians never tell their secrets, but they save it for their audiences.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm dutifully impressed. So when you meet people who know you, do people say, what happened to your tremor?
Not too many people would have noticed it. I mean, it was in my hand. I did a lot of covering up on it. You learn these little tricks. When you're eating, you would hold your hand like this. Or if you're writing, you would hold your other hand just to steady it. But they noticed my weight loss. That was the biggest thing.
I imagine that it's nice to not have to try to hide your tremor anymore because it's gone.
Definitely, I do not. It's, I was going to, they don't do tremors bilaterally, left and right. They only do one side at a time. It's a Medicare rule. You have to wait about 9 months, I believe, before they'll do the other side. My doctor said I really didn't need to do it because my tremor is almost non-existent on my right side, and you don't have to fix what's not broke.
And I imagine, God forbid, it does get worse. You're probably a candidate to have treatment again.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I would recommend this to anybody. It changed my whole outlook on life and everything.
What does focused ultrasound mean to you?
It just gave me my life back. I could hardly sign my name, which I'm able to do now. You can go back to handwriting. I couldn't handwrite in cursive at all. I was printing. At Home Depot, I work on the computer. It was getting very difficult. I'm able to do that again. It literally gives you your life back.
We're so pleased that you've joined us to tell your story. And I truly believe people will hear this and be inspired.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This episode of Curing with Sound has been presented by the Focused Ultrasound Foundation. If you'd like to learn more about Focused Ultrasound or the Foundation, visit our website at fussfoundation.org. You can also sign up for our newsletter, News Digest, and follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe to the Curing with Sound podcast so you don't miss the latest information on Focused Ultrasound. We would also be grateful if you would rate and review the show.